In this video, I'll give you all the information you need to finally put together an itinerary for Croatia, which cities to include, which ones are worth keeping or not, which ones have the most beautiful beaches, which are the most historic, how many days to stay in each one, and how to get from one to the other, which is not an easy task in Croatia, just so you know. It's a little complicated, but that's it. So give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the largest travel content network in the world. And today we're going to talk about itineraries in Croatia. What's the best itinerary for you to do in this country that's so popular in Europe? It's a beautiful place to visit, but it's not that easy to plan. There are lots of tips and problems that I'm going to warn you about so that you don't commit them on your trip. So let's get to it. Here is a cool video with lots of tips and information. So let's go guys. First of all, when do you want to go to Croatia? This greatly influences the cities you visit because there are places that, depending on the time of the year, aren't worth it, okay? For example, if you don't go in the summer between May and October, when you can enjoy a bit of beach, when it's not cold, it's not worth going. For example, to the islands. For the island of Hvar, or Hvar as they say there, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world, but it's more beach focused, you won't enjoy it. Split, which is a city with a few beaches, ends up missing out a few excursions and you have to spend fewer days there. This part of the coastline doesn't make sense. You have to explore more of the historical part. Zagreb, Zadar, and Dubrovnik are also very nice, both in summer and winter, so you have to decide when you're going first, and also the number of days. If you're staying up to 7 days, it's not worth doing all the cities. If you stay for 15, that's enough time to get to know the whole of Croatia very well, so you have to make these two distinctions as well about when you want to go. So I'm going to divide two itineraries here, okay guys? One will be the continuation of the other. One will focus on those who want to get to know the whole country, all its history and all its paradisiacal beaches, and another more focus on those who want to go to the beaches. One more day is focus on the coastal and paradisiacal part of Croatia. So if you have more days available guys, I recommend that you arrive via Zagreb, which is Croatia's largest city, the main one and the one with the most flights. There may be a lot of flights to Dubrovnik and Split as well, so take a look, but ideally you should arrive in either Dubrovnik or Zagreb, because from the beginning to the end you can go either from bottom to top or from top to bottom. But in Split you arrive halfway, so it's a bit of a logistical hassle. So when you get to Zagreb, you can stay there for 2 days, explore the city, which isn't so touristy, but it's a very important city for Croatians. Then from there you go down to Zadar, or Zadar as they say, and halfway down there is an incredible place that you can't miss no matter what your itinerary is like in Croatia. These are the Plitvice Lakes, an incredible place. The Plitvice Lakes as they call them there, one of the most incredible places in the world. Don't miss it. There are several lakes, waterfalls. You can't go in them unfortunately, but it's a full day trip. There's no point in staying there for days because there's practically only the park. You get to know it all day and then you're off to your next destination. It's halfway from Zagreb to Zadar. It will take you 1 hour and 20 minutes or 1 hour and 30 minutes from the two cities, so it doesn't matter whether you go there from Zagreb or from Zadar. The good thing about Zagreb is that you can get there and then continue on to Zadar, so take a good look at how it works. And if you're not going to Zagreb or Zadar and you're going to do the other cities in the itinerary I'm going to talk about, the second one is shorter and focused on the beach: Split, Dubrovnik, and Hvar. You can also add the return trip from Split, which is the closest. You can do it easily. The agency bus takes you there and brings you back, but put this tour on your itinerary, it's well worth it. Then during Zagreb, go there and then go to Zadar or Zadar, and there guys I recommend just 1 day just to get to know the city, make a stopover, or even don't stay there. And then the question everyone asks, Gabriel, but how do I get around Croatia? Unlike other European countries, Croatia doesn't have a very good train line to connect the cities. Italy, France, Portugal, all of them, you can do everything by train. It's very easy, we use it a lot, but not there. So the most common thing is to rent a car, and with a rented car you can get around all the cities. You can go to the island of Hvar, you can go with the car on the ferry and use the car there, which is very good for exploring the whole island, which is large, the paradisiacal beaches. So the car is one of the main options for tourists. The roads are beautiful, guys, the landscapes are sensational, it's easy to drive, the parking lots aren't expensive, there's public parking, it's a very quiet place. And important tip, guys, for those considering renting a car, it's cheaper than people think, so do your research before you think it's expensive or difficult, because it's not. There's a very good website that I'll leave here in the description of the video below. It's a car comparator. It compares the prices of all the rental companies out there and finds the best prices of all, and it's cheaper than the rental companies themselves. So use the comparator here, take a look, and I'm sure you see that's not expensive. Even more so if you're with more people, you share all the costs of the car, so it's a great option for your trip. An important tip for renting a car there is that you need a PID, International Driving Permit. There are many people who say they rent without them asking, they only ask for the national one, but there are cases where they do, so get it quickly. You get it online, right, on the traffic department's website. It will arrive at your home, but at least you'll be traveling with the guarantee that you won't have any problems at the time. And down here in the description, along with the car rental comparator, I always leave a link of all the websites we use to organize our trips. There's the travel chip, which is the best thing for you to use there for your cell phone, travel insurance, which is mandatory in Europe, and a car comparator, which finds much cheaper prices than travel agencies. The website that sells all tickets and tours excursions, the global account, so you can get your money there much more cheaply. Anyway, it's a guide for you to organize everything, so you can use the link below. The links here are already with automatic discounting site, so save the page, go to your computer, do everything using the links here, and you see that the whole trip will be much cheaper, and the hotels we stayed in are also listed there too. Another way to get around, apart from by car, for those who don't want a car, is by plane. There are flights that connect at least these main cities, Zagreb, Dubrovnik, which you can fly to. It's not expensive, it's quick. And another option that's used a lot is the bus. It takes almost, it's a bit longer than the car because it makes a few stops, but it's also a vehicle that's used a lot. Gabriel, where do I see the buses? There are a very good website here on the link I mentioned below. Take a look, it searches all the routes. You go there from one city to another, it will give you all the available ways. If there's a train, if you can go by ferry, if you can go by bus, which are the buses, which are the cheapest, the fastest, the most expensive. It's a very good website that gives you all the types of travel you can have, so you can understand, and if you want you can even buy it there, and then you're off to Split in an hour and 40. Split is one of Croatia's main cities and a very beautiful one. It's already a seaside town with lots of history, culture, nice things to do both inside and on the beaches. You start to see those paradisiacal beaches, but they're still not as paradisiacal as those on the island. So Split, I recommend that you stay a couple of days to explore the city a bit and take a trip to one of the islands too to see some paradise beaches, which are very nice. If you're not going to do the cities up there, add another day to Split or 3. For one of the days you can visit the Plitvice lakes, which are those lakes I mentioned, that beautiful national park that you have to see. If you're coming up from there and have already stopped there, then I think 2 days are more than enough. Once you're in Split, you can take the ferry to Hvar, which is one of the best known islands. It's one of the most touristy islands. It has beautiful beaches, and then you take a ferry. It takes 30-40 minutes. It's very easy transportation, and on the island of Hvar, I think you should spend 4 days there because there are so many nice beaches. There are boat trips. You can go to the Blue Grotto, which is an incredible place. It's very beautiful, you have to see it. There's the tour to the other islands in the lake, the island of Brog. There's also the island of Vis. There are lots of nice islands and tours for you to do. You can walk to the beaches there in 30 minutes, others are a little further away. If you have a rental car, great, you can visit them all very easily. If not, see about getting a cab, an Uber, something like that. But it's an island that's not that difficult to get around. You'll be able to enjoy the paradisiacal beaches there a lot. And then back to Split, it's a 3-hour drive by car or 3.5 hours by bus. There are buses there too. you go to Dubrovnik, which is the most tourist city of all, the one everyone is most fascinated by. It's the one you really talk about. Wow, what a sensational city. A lot of people put a lot of expectations on Hvar, which is the island, and Split, which is close to the Paradise Island. But guys, Dubrovnik is a movie town, a real movie town, because that's where Game of Thrones was filmed, and it became even more famous after the series. There's a tour to see the scenes that were shot in the series. I had the moment of Sansa. Wow, I forgot my name. She was evil with short hair, who also had a son, Joffrey, who was evil. I don't know. That scene on the staircase, I don't know if you remember, which was the staircase of shame, the route. I don't remember what the staircase of shame was. She was walking in, things were thrown at her. That scene was very well characterized, and it was shot there. Several of the Itinerary scenes were also shot there. There are various tours. There's the tour where you go on the Itinerary boat, which is also very nice. So in Dubrovnik, you'll be able to explore a lot of the city, which is an incredible city. A day just to tour this walled part of the city, which they built to protect themselves during the war. They created several wars. You see how beautifully they protected themselves, and there are lots of attractions, the guides. It's really cool, guys. On the website I mentioned about the tours. Take a look. There are several tours. There is a free tour of the city that you can take. You tip the guide afterwards, of course, but at least you've seen everything. There's the Game of Thrones tours, there's the Game of Thrones boat tour, and then there are other really nice tours that you can take. There are beautiful beaches in Dubrovnik too, so you can enjoy a nice beach there. And the cool thing about traveling Croatia is that it borders several countries. There are two nearby countries that many people travel to, namely Montenegro and Bosnia and Herzegovina. You can do the tour quickly, get there in a few hours, and end up getting to know another country. There's a really nice tour that we bought on the website, which is a boat trip. It goes to the Bay of Kotor, which is in the coast of Montenegro, so you can already see the city of Montenegro there. And there's also the Bosnia and Herzegovina tour. They take you there, you get to know the city, which is very not that big, okay? So you can get to know the country very well in one day. And another very nice tour, I said 4 days because there's so much to do. There's an excursion that's beautiful. It's a really nice tour, which is to Mostar and the Kravice waterfalls, which are beautiful, guys. These waterfalls are very cool. It's a very nice park. Dubrovnik has a lot of cool things to do. All in all, if you have a lot of days, you can do the whole Croatia. If you have fewer days, Gabriel, I only have 5-7 days. I'd say go straight there to Split, Dubrovnik, or if you only have 4 days, guys, do 4 days. Sometimes you're in Italy, it's very close there. Do Dubrovnik with those 4 days, explore the city well, take the boats, take a trip to the Blue Cave, take a trip to Hvar. You see lots of nice places, and you don't have to suffer to see them all, guys. You spend a lot of time getting around, and getting around there isn't very easy because it takes a little time because of the distance. A perfect country, guys, actually too, for you to combine with summer, especially in Croatia, is Greece and Italy. They're all very close. A lot of people do it. We've done it, split it up into 7 or 10 days each because they're very close. If you want to plan, there's already a video on the perfect itinerary for Greece, the perfect itinerary for Italy, and I talk about everything. Just as I talked about Croatia here, I've given you all the tips you need to organize your trip to this country. Just put it on YouTube. Italy tips, Italy itinerary Lorenzi, Greece itinerary Lorenzi. Wherever you go in Europe, you'll find videos just like this one to help you organize your trip much better. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for lots of great videos to come. Thank you very much, guys, and have nice trips.